Okay, welcome to episode 3 of Rigs and Gear. We're going to have a look around a vehicle today, which is slightly different from what we've done in the past. So I'm just going to hand you over to Nik and Leanne, who are going to show you around their vehicle. And don't forget to hit that little thumbs up and give us a like on the video, and please subscribe to the channel.
So I'm Nick and this is Leanne.
Hello.
And who are you?
So we're member reps for England, Western Europe, for England part of Western Europe.
For Overland Bound?
For Overland Bound, sorry.
Yeah, so we've done a few bits and pieces before, haven't we?
Oh, yeah.
But today, you're going to show us around your new vehicle, because you've gone all soft on us, haven't you?
Yes, well, we've got one eye on longer distance travelling. And the reality, as much as we love rooftop tents and clambering in and out of Land Rovers and such, we knew that age is not on our side, so clambering in and out of a rooftop tent at 3 in the morning, you know, there's a time when that's going to become less fun than it is at the moment. So we've always had one eye on a van. The other part of it as well is that we knew that was at some point in the future, but the pandemic and the COVID situation brought that closer. And because what the van delivers for us today, well, maybe not today, but 6 months ago, is complete isolation from everyone around us. We can go in a van somewhere, even just for a day, be in the van, toilet, water, change of clothes, coffee making, lunch, and then return in the van. But
What's not to like it?
Exactly.
And heat.
And heat,
It's cold.
and warmth, and dry.
That's the biggest thing. But this is kind of comfort travelling, isn't it?
I think. Sorry,
Yeah,
go on.
It is. It's yeah. You don't have to worry so much about what weather. Yeah, you can travel in all weather. Not that you can't travel in all weather in the other vehicles. It's just more comfortable. Yeah.
So I think now is just give us a look around your vehicle.
All right. Yep. It's a T5.1 long wheelbase T30 Volkswagen Transporter. Started life as a van. It's now been converted into a camper van. So there are 3 elements to it: the van, the conversion, and then we'll call them overland modifications. So as far as the van's concerned, this is a 2015. It's the very last of the T5.1s. It's a long wheelbase, 140 brake horsepower manual. And when we were carrying out our research 18 months or so ago, that was the advice at the time, was to get that particular vehicle. Because it's the best combination of reliability, power and size. Appreciate that lots of people have the short wheelbase versions, and they're often restricted by parking issues and other factors. They're not a concern to us, so hence that's why we chose this vehicle. The engine is bone stock. Okay, we are at the overlanding end of the family that might need to speak to a foreign Volkswagen dealer about an issue with this vehicle, and so I completely appreciate, understand and respect people that do repair their own vehicles. But we're not at that end of overlanding. We're at the end of overlanding. If there's something wrong with this, we're going to take it to a Volkswagen dealer and say, fix that. So keeping it bone stock facilitates that, helps with that, as does warranty and other issues. So it's bone stock. It hasn't been lifted. In terms of modifications mechanically, it does have a balancing kit because of the camper conversion. It's heavy at the back, so it's got stiffer springs at the back. By the way, it's a 2-wheel drive and not a 4-wheel drive. A lot of people ask about the 4-wheel drive vehicles. 4-wheel drive in a van creates potential mechanical problems that we felt didn't justify that expense and embuggerance, for want of a better word. If we want to go somewhere gnarly, for the sake of argument, Morocco, we'll take a Land Rover. You know, this vehicle will travel to the south of Italy and maybe do the occasional forest track and the occasional camping field. It's not an off-road vehicle. If we're going to go and do the Pyrenees, we'll take a Land Rover. That was our view. The 4-wheel drives are expensive and have mechanical issues that we didn't want to get involved in. And the reality, even if, let's pretend this was 4-wheel drive, articulation is going to defeat it, and corrugations are going to rip the inside apart anyway. because it's cabinetry. It's not built like an Overland prepared Land Rover. So yeah, debatably it's the softer end of overlanding, but overlanding's a broad church and encompasses lots of different people.
Could you tell me about the graphics first?
Yes. Leanne, do you want to go through the graphics?
Because I think this is a bit personal to you, and looking at what you've got on there.
Both of us. Well, it's our whole family really. It was a personalised design that we both sort of looked at. But we had like the skiing, Nick likes, the bike is Josh on his bike. I've got my pedalboard, and of course the dog that I take for a walk. And then around the other side, we've got something completely different.
Oh, we'll look at that as well then.
Right, again on this side, we wanted to have the same sort of theme of what we do as hobbies. So we've got up there behind the tree is a drone. So we've got the Nick again with the drone, and then the pair of us on around the fire. I'm stumbling, sorry. And we've actually got Milo staying there, and then we've got the Land Rover, which is our other vehicle that we normally travel in. And then of course you've got the wilderness and that behind it. So it was all what we do as hobbies.
It's a great theme, isn't it? It's a great theme to have that, yeah.
Okay, so if I just run through what's not standard. So it's a mixture of function and form as well, because sometimes it's just nice to have nice things. So an example of that is these steps. These aren't like the rock sliders you'd have on a Land Rover, they're just steps. So on this side we've got a privacy room, which for showers, toilet and so on. On the back of the vehicle we've got an electric point and a gas point, so we can plumb in an external water heater and have hot shower on the trail, or maybe just need the loo, you know. So you know that's the purpose of that. Moving round to the front of the vehicle, we've got 3 elements of comms, normal telephones. We've got CB for, you know, talking when you're in convoy, banter, just general chit chat. We've also got onboard internet and with dual SIM internet, which we'll get round to in a moment. That's at the back of the vehicle. Standard bling A-bar. Serves no purpose. It's not a bull bar. It really is just a bit of bling, really. In fairness, laser lights, because you can never have too much light. These are Transporter HQ, which is kind of like a brand within the Volkswagen community. Lights also, again, because the standard lights on these vans are great for a plumber mooching around Woking, no good in an overlanding situation. So these are overlanding upgrades, as it were. Also, they look nice. Bonnet protector. Yeah, externally on this side we've got a Rhino Rack back wing. Now the reason we've got the Rhino Rack back wing is we've got back wings on our other vehicles as well. So it means we've got commonality of equipment. So all the back wing sides, and everything that goes in it is identical whichever rig we've got. So whether we've got a Land Rover or we've got the van, the camp is the same. So Leanne sits there, I sit there, the stove goes there, the lights even are in the same position, all the sides are common, all the equipment can be used in whichever vehicle we happen to have. I'll get it out if you want me to.
Yes, please, mate.
Yeah. So obviously just slides up under
like
there.
It, mate. Like
Boom. It. And there.
So that's a front runner table, yeah?
Yeah, front runner table, yeah. Very dead handy.
And it works well with a roof rack. It just fits everything. That's the good thing about front runner roof racks. Everything's designed to fit within it, isn't it? Store away.
On what you were saying a moment ago about storage. What is stored outside is anything that can potentially go away wet. So, for example, awning sides, that kind of thing. Yeah. Because inevitability of travelling is you may be moving campsite in the rain. So dry inside, wet outside. So one of those boxes contains boots, things like that. Another one, foxwing sides, tarpaulins, pegs, that kind of stuff. Again, to keep commonality of equipment between our various vehicles, we've got front runner slimline roof rack, then the imitation Max Tracks, Wolf boxes and so on, and the shovel mount you saw on the other side. Depending on which rig we've got, the equipment can move between them, because it's very rare we're going to have both vehicles at the same time. The ladder is special. It's come from Estonia of all places, because ladders for vans are common, easy to get. What's difficult to get is a ladder that doesn't mount on the van here where the window is. So we had to order this from Estonia, this ladder. Grip taped it. This then doubles as we've got an L-shaped bracket that comes out here that we can attach bikes, boxes, other luggage, anything we want, skis, anything can be attached to that. So it just sort of flips out. We also put a water heater on that. So just inside, just for a moment, this is the antenna for the internet. So this is actually 5 antennas. So there's a GPS antenna in there, 2 4G antennas, or LT or whatever they're called, and then 2 Wi-Fi antennas. So and then that comes down to the box down here, and in that box are two SIM cards. So you can have 2 SIM cards. So depending on where you are in the UK, you could theoretically have 2 different suppliers, and it will switch between the 2 to give you the best signal. Doesn't perform miracles because it can't get internet where there is no internet. But also it could be on, perhaps you've ever been on a campsite where you get Wi-Fi in the office, and if you're not within 100 yards you can't use it. This will boost the signal into the van. And the other is a GPS. So this vehicle's actually got 2 trackers on it. So that function as one of the trackers.
And I take it these are front runner chairs by the looks of it?
Yeah, we've got 3 front runner chairs, bush pig. Yeah. This is our heat on demand gas water system. Yeah. And various other bits and bobs. It's a commonly available part. Basically, so the principle is, oops, it hangs on there. We've got a bracket that comes out, and then it's strapped on, and then the device itself is mounted on the lid here.
I think I seen Andrew Saint-Pierre White.
Yeah, you might. Yeah,
was the first guy I seen with this.
I'm not the first one to put it in a pelly box.
No.
And so basically, it's cold water in, hot water out, gas in. There's a gas point here. There's an Anderson connection there for the 12 volt. So 12 volt there, gas point there, which is protected with rubber, and boom, boom, boom. Within 1 minute, hot water. So, fantastic. So hot water, it's a morale booster. It's what keeps everyone happy. It's the sort of thing that keeps everyone happy and comfortable on the journey. Because as soon as morale goes down, that's it. It's very difficult to recover. So hot water is the sort of thing that enhances that and makes that right for everyone. So whether that be having a hot shower or just doing some washing up quickly, because you've stopped for lunch, quick wash up, boom. Externally, the last thing, which again is more overlandy than you see on vans, is we've got an external wheel carrier, partly because of the big wheels and tyres. This won't fit underneath. And Sod's law says when you want to change a wheel, it's always dark, wet, raining or snowing anyway. So you don't want, who wants to get a tyre out from underneath. So that's mounted there, but that also enables us to put a camp cover trasheroo, which at the moment's got 2 bags of logs in it. And if we were leaving camp, we would take rubbish. Obviously, we follow the principles, Overland Bound principles: leave no trace, take only memories. It doesn't swing out. It's connected to the door, but it's mounted.
I've noticed it's on the hinges there.
Yeah, it's not like it's mounted at 3 points. So a Land Rover one, which everyone takes off because it's only mounted to the door and useless. This one's mounted to the door by a massive plate, and also on the hinges, so it swings with the door. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, obviously gives us extra function. So I think that's it externally. Let me load that up for you. So yeah.
Do you want me to take the dog bed out?
No, you don't need to do that. It's all part of it, isn't it?
That is true. Right, when we went and chose, once we got our van, we decided on what we wanted to do in the inside. We went down to Bristol Campers and we sat and designed what we would like inside. The inside, we've gone for a wider bed. So most have got a smaller bed and wider storage. So we've got a wider bed and less storage. Which has actually worked out quite well. I did wonder whether we'd have problems with that, but it's actually been pretty good.
Do you think that's because of you've got other vehicles like Land Rovers, like, so as Nick was saying, you've got the stuff up on top,
yeah,
so you don't need the storage inside, so it's better to have more luxury inside, eh?
Yes.
Do you think that's the reason why you went that way?
Yes, because the stuff that we would use outside, we don't put inside. It all goes up on top. So of course we have all the inside is basically our food, our clothes, and our bedding. So that is all we really need to put inside. So it's actually worked out really well. So we've got a rib bed that comes down very easily. We've got storage underneath the actual bed, which we keep most of our food. We've got little storage on the right hand side, which is our less important stuff like toilet cleaning, dustpan and brush, that type of thing. We've got the Dometic fridge, which you can change both ways, isn't it? You can, whichever way you want the door to go. So we've got a drawer that's got all our cutlery in, and then we've got a cupboard next to it which has got all our plates, cups, saucepans and some other food, and basically whatever else we can get in there. We've got our little bin that pops out, which is really good, and then we've got a hob and sink on the top. And then of course you go round and you've got your USB ports. We've got our diesel heater controller. I think that's it, and the fridge was turned on and off. And then we've got of course a little shelf that we put our coffee, teas and mugs when we're stationary. We don't keep them up there while we're moving. And then some more storage around the back. Well, at the moment we have a 10-litre water jerry can in here that basically pumps up into the sink on the top here, but eventually we will be changing it.
And what are you going to go for?
An underslung water container.
And do Volkswagen do one that fits the camper, or
Yes.
is it special made?
Yes,
This is,
they do, don't they?
It's not Volkswagen.
It's not Volkswagen, but there is one that can get one.
and what capacity has that got?
70 litres.
70
litres.
litres.
That's a big old tank, isn't it, really? And that'll do your showers and everything, won't it?
Yes,
Exactly, yeah.
yes,
Yeah, so
that'd be
that-
very good.
Fantastic, isn't it?
Yeah,
And then we've got the table, the two tables.
Yeah, and the tables, because you do some work when you're out as well, don't you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And,
So,
and for your meals and stuff,
yeah,
you
this one is stored in the back door, so just hooks on there. And then you've got the swing round one.
I was just going to ask, does the front seat swing around?
Yes. We have all the bedding all rolled up. So we've got we've got a memory foam mattress on there and a topper, and then we've got our quilt and pillows, and we just basically unroll it, and then we roll it back up when we're finished.
That's dead simple, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it takes, how long did that take? Seconds,
Yeah.
Seconds.
Yeah, not long at all. Right.
And I noticed you've got some little cupboards there beside the bed as well.
Yep, that's this is another little storage for clothes or anything else you need. And there's two more cupboards at the back which you can't see, which is you get round from the boot end.
Yeah.
It's on that side.
Okay, and the little holders and the lights you've got and all that.
Yeah, we got they're LEDs, aren't they? Lights all the way across with the switch. Couldn't think of the name there. We've also got a camera that we put up when we have when we're stationary at home, just for security on that side as well.
Something like this you need a lot of security on, don't you?
Yes.
Yeah, we've got two trackers and two CCTV cameras.
Yeah.
So which obviously connect in with the internet. If someone wants it, we can't stop them taking it. But it's all about prevention. It's all about
slowing people.
Yeah. So do you know what? We'll go and nick
Yeah.
that van down there.
Yeah.
Yeah, mustn't forget our toilets. We've got our little toilet that's got its own little cover. That's got a padded top that you can actually sit on, so it works for both ways, either a toilet or an extra seat.
And I take it that's just what's as a cassette toilet.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, but it's very good to have in the bag.
Absolutely. Right, take me on the cab.
Yes.
And all the mods you've done in there.
So at one point, this was a builder's van. In fact, it was an electrician's van. So we've done quite a lot inside to make it feel less van-like. So, for example, Leanne did this. She put an extra rubber strip around here because these vehicles are known for when they rust here because the metal impacts the metal. So, basically that stops that doing that and gives it a bit of extra sound deadening. We've sound deadened all the doors, all the way round, the roof, everything's all sound deadened.
And what did you use for that? Dynamite or something like that?
Exactly, yeah. So dynamite, had all those off. We also, because builders have kicked it around with their muddy boots and so on, fair enough, we've got these kind of gel-like trim bits just to make it look and feel nice inside. So it doesn't serve a purpose really apart from make it look a bit nicer. Carpeted all up and round, sound deadened, etc. Electronic wise, we fitted a CarPlay stereo, which means that we can use Gaia mapping on the screen itself without mounting a separate iPad, which is what we do in the Land Rovers. So that's really convenient. Gaia's it's fairly new to us, but what you can do is you can either plan a route or trace a route and then attach information to it. So for example, let's pretend we were camping here tonight. I think must remember that campsite. You can attach images to the map. So when you come back in a year's time, say, where was that campsite in Andover? You can, oh yeah, look, yeah, right, and there's the phone number, and that's what it looks like. Oh yeah, we pitched under that tree. It's all there, everything's there, and that's wonderful, which you can share with other people. So it's a really, really good app. What's important from a route perspective is you can have it on the dash. So in a Land Rover, we all mount iPads or similar, whereas this, it's built into the CarPlay. So that's where Gaia's a good app, is it's a CarPlay enabled app.
What I found with Gaia, if I'm honest, because we have used it, is it covers America a lot, but not so much in Europe.
Yeah, well,
at the moment.
Well, that's our responsibility. I mean, every snowball starts with a tiny little pebble, and that's our responsibility to feed that up. And if we all play our part and feed it, then it becomes a useful tool. Comms wise, we've obviously got the cameras, normal sort of dash cams. That's linked. That's part of the stereo, so it's all linked in. It actually saves it into memory card in the stereo. CB up there. Yeah, that's it really, I think.
Now your seats, are they like 360 seats? Do they turn?
Yeah, the captain seats. Yeah. This one turns, that one doesn't. It wouldn't help anyway because of the thing. So this one turns, and that's enough for us. Power wise, we've got Victron system. It's for the latest that we could buy at the time. With 110 power lithium battery on board, with further remote batteries as well.
And how are you charging it?
So 3 ways it can be charged: shore power or plug-in electric hookup, solar.
You've got a panel up there, have you?
Yeah, there's a panel up on the roof, permanently on the roof.
And what size panel is that?
It's 140 watts, I think. 140, enough for this. And
so what would that allow you if you were stationary for several days? How long would
indefinitely.
Yeah, indefinitely.
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, we're 12-volt people, so we do have external battery packs. So for sake of argument, if we were going to set up a camp or leave something in situ, so a fridge, a TV, a laptop on charge, we can dismount the battery and put it in a tent over there or whatever and drive off somewhere. We have external solutions as well. But you know, on a normal day use of LED lights, you know,
is there something?
The fridge and so on, we could run indefinitely in the UK weather. But we can also charge off the alternator as well. Yeah. So
that's the 3-way charging then,
which
is what we're looking for one of our systems. Can you talk us around your switching system over there, mate? Yeah. What's there?
So up here we've got, so that's the state of the battery, although we've also got it on apps. We've got phone apps that tell us exactly what it is. That's a control for the diesel heater, fridge on and off. Got 12-volt there because 12 volt's always useful. There's always something that you might want to put. And then we've upgraded all these to power delivery sockets. So that's quick charge 3 and a power delivery for charging laptops. So it's like 60 watts or something. Whatever it is, it's a lot more powerful than your traditional USB. Okay, so don't forget we're coming back here in August. We're going to camp here, wild camp here. We're going to do a tour of Salisbury Plain.
This is Nik and Leanne. I hope you enjoyed the tour of our van.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
you.